Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got our daily MLB Best Bets for Sunday, March 30th. Every team in the majors except for, I believe, the Dodgers and the Tigers play today, so we've got a lot of matchups to choose from. We went 4-1 yesterday. We are still undefeated with NRFIs this season. We hit another player prop yesterday with Justin Verlander over on strikeouts, so looking for some more success today as we've been red hot to start this MLB season. Before we get into the video, folks, and the best bets, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel. Later today, we will have our college basketball best bets. The two final games of the Elite Eight are today: Michigan State versus Auburn, and of course, Houston versus Tennessee. And then also, we have our NBA predictions coming out later on the channel today, 10 a.m. Pacific. We've got 8 games today in the association. Make sure to go check that out. And then later today on Greedo Plays MMA, we will have our UFC Fight Night Emmett versus Murphy predictions. Go check that video out at 5 p.m. Pacific on Greedo Plays MMA, and subscribe to Greedo Plays MMA as well. Subscribe to this channel too. Okay, getting on to the first of our 5 best bets, of course, our daily Washington Nationals best bet. We hit yesterday on the Nationals daily best bet. It was team total over 3.5 runs for the Nationals. Now, if you don't know, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I've watched every Washington Nationals game in the last 7-8 years. Like, it's just been a while at this point, right? I'm pissed off, all right? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this team already. Guys, we're 2 games into 2025, and I'm already annoyed about this baseball team. What I can tell you is going to happen tonight, I think the over is going to hit. Okay, 10 runs combined in the first matchup on Thursday, 17 in the second game on Saturday. Nats Park always plays well in terms of a hitter's perspective. It plays really well during the day. Trust me, this is just what I've seen watching this team my entire lifetime. Air's a lot thinner during the day over in the DC area, and balls tend to fly. So that's for one. For 2, the Nationals bullpen might be the worst in all of the major leagues right now, and they got really good pitching efforts in their first 2 games by, of course, Mackenzie Gore with his 13 strikeouts in game 1. Jake Irvin gives them 5 good innings, only gave up the 2-run shot to Bryson Stott, and the bullpen comes in, and Colin Poche in 2 games now has 2 losses already for the Nationals. It's an absolute joke. What are we doing? It just... Davey doesn't learn. Anyways, Mitchell Parker's pitching tonight. I like Mitchell Parker. I think he's probably the 5th best guy in this rotation. Let's just be honest. I like Trevor Williams better, and I do like Michael Soroka better right now. Mitchell Parker was in a battle between himself, DJ Herz, and Shinosuke Agoswara for the 5th starting role on this team. Mitchell Parker gets it. DJ Herz out for the season likely, and Agoswara is probably never going to touch the majors. He will, but let's convert him to a bullpen guy. He's not a very good starter, at least yet in the major leagues. So that's one thing. I expect the Phillies, unfortunately, it pains me to say, guys, I expect the Phillies to win this baseball game. I'm going to get up and watch this, obviously, and I'm going to, you know, I'm gonna be upset. It's just every day I watch this team, and it's, you know, like, our expectations were low, but, you know, just gets worse. Regardless, I expect the Phillies to hit very well off of Mitchell Parker. They struggled against Irvin. They struggled a lot against Gore. Mitchell Parker, you know, the thing with Irvin is, okay, he's more of a finesse guy, you know, can try to outpower you, but he's not going to, you know, he has some stuff. He's got the slider, he's got the changeup, he's going to, you know, he's going to catch you. Mackenzie Gore's got the big curveball, he's got the slider, he's got the fastball. Mitchell Parker kind of throws hard, but he's just a lesser version of both of those guys. I don't like it. On top of that, can the Nationals hit off of Aaron Nola? I don't know. Maybe they'll get 2 runs off Nola, and then I think, you know, they'll be better against the Phillies bullpen. Dylan Cruz had 4 strikeouts yesterday. 5 strikeouts? 4 strikeouts. It's just 5 strikeouts it was. And went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. I don't know what to say about that. Josh Bell still doesn't have a hit in his Nationals return. Ahmed Rosario looks like our best hitter right now. No, Keibert Ruiz, but it's just like, I think the Nationals can score 2 runs off of Aaron Nola. I hate to say this, I think Mitchell Parker is going to get at least 4 on him, and then that leaves us, okay, we just need 3 runs out of both bullpens. I think that's going to happen fairly easily. Guys, the Nationals may have the worst bullpen in the major leagues. I'd be surprised if they didn't, other than all-star Kyle Finnegan and potentially Jose Ferrer, who might show out later in the year, I don't know. Colin Poche's horrible. Lucas Sims is not good. We'll see what Brad Lord gives us. Jorge Lopez hasn't even seen the field yet. Rabada pitched some, he wasn't great yesterday, and Derek Law is still out with injury. I'm so disappointed already with this Nationals team. They're going to be the first team to go 0-162, aren't they? But hey, we hit the team total over yesterday. It was 3.5. They scored 6. That's great. I expect them to give us at least 4 runs tonight, honestly. But I think at the same time, I'm not joking. I think the Phillies score 10 runs. I think this clears easily. The Nationals are going to give us 4 at the very least, and the Phillies should probably give us double digits. So we're going to take the total over on this game. It's over 8.5, minus 120. I like it. And then hopefully we get some better stuff on Monday or tomorrow when the Nationals go to Toronto, Canada, where historically they've always been really bad. So I don't know. We're 3 games in and I'm losing hope. I just want to see them win, man. Win the World Series, and then they haven't had a winning season since. Best player prop of the day. We're going to the Angels-White Sox game, and we are taking Mike Trout. This is out of order. The next game that we have is a little bit earlier than this. But anyways, we have Mike Trout over 1.5 total bases, minus 105. I like the value on it, guys. Mike Trout's not going to continue to hit the way that he is right now. Trout is still hitless in 2 games. He is 0 for 6. That's not going to continue to go that way. Trout, I don't think Trout goes hitless in this entire series, and I think Trout, if he does get a hit tonight, which he should, it's either going to be for extra bases or he's going to put 2 together. He's never matched up with the White Sox starting pitcher tonight. And that's going to be Martin for Chicago, Davis Martin. Martin pitched some last year. It wasn't the greatest for the White Sox. Hell, was anybody? No. But Trout's never faced off against him, so this will be his first matchup against Martin. I'm not really concerned. Guys, it's still Mike Trout. He's had 2 not great games, but that's fine. He's going to come through eventually. Yesterday, we relied on a veteran and a future Hall of Famer in Justin Verlander. Today, we're going to rely on a future Hall of Famer and one of the greatest ever in Mike Trout. I think it's fine. You know, the Angels, right, 1-1 in the season. They lose their first game in Chicago 8-1. They win a low-scoring affair yesterday, 1-0. Shout out to Kenley Jansen, who picks up the save. We don't really care what goes on elsewhere in this game. We just need Mike Trout to give us 2 bases, and I think it happens pretty easily. I think either, Trout gets a double, hell, Trout homers, or Trout puts together back-to-back base knocks. Anyways, we'll take it, right? Walks do not count for this. Trout did walk yesterday in Chicago, but I don't think he goes an entire series without a hit. Guys, Trout's not washed. He's not. He's just been dealing with injuries. I still think Mike Trout could potentially win the AL MVP award this season. It's definitely possible. And I think Trout gets it right back on the right track today. So, and I think it's great value too. Minus 105. This is probably the lowest we're ever going to get this entire season with a matchup like this. They're still playing the White Sox. No disrespect to Davis Martin, but this is a very good matchup for Mike Trout. Martin's a guy who had a 5 ERA last season, and even if we get past Davis Martin, Trout doesn't have 2 bases yet. We'll look at the Chicago White Sox bullpen. I get it. It was a low-scoring affair yesterday, 1-0, but that means we're due for another high-scoring game. The Angels have scored 2 runs all season long in 2 games, and yet they're 1-1. I think they'll finally come through today, and I think that all starts with their outfielder Mike Trout and their perennial all-star, who I hope gets traded eventually this season, because I hate watching Mike Trout play meaningless baseball. It's like if Mike Trout was on the Nationals, just nobody's watching the Angels. Anyways, give me Mike Trout over 1.5. I think he can get this fairly easily, and we get minus 105 odds. Guys, Trout will not continue to hit the way that he is, and he should come through. Trout struck out, only once this year? Yeah, he's got 1 strikeout. He's putting the ball in play. It's just not landing yet. It's not falling for him. Trout will be fine. He's making decent contact. I like Mike Trout over 1.5 bases in our second best bet of the day. And now we move to our daily NRFI. Oh, I didn't put it up here. Okay, give me 1 second. Here it is, our daily NRFI, and it comes with the Rockies and Rays again. We had this yesterday. It was minus 125, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to take it again today at minus 120. We are undefeated so far on NRFIs, and I do like this one. So the starting pitching matchup today for Colorado and Tampa Bay, Ryan Feltner versus Taj Bradley. Okay, Tampa Bay, a pretty big favorite to win this one, and I probably will expect them to get this one done. And these are 2 pitchers last year who had ERAs in the 4s. That's fine. I don't trust, and I said this yesterday, and it paid off for us, and I'll say it again, I don't trust the first 4, 5-ish guys in the lineup for either of these 2 teams to come through. Now, I know we cashed yesterday. Who got thrown out the plate yesterday for the Rays? Was it Caminero? I think it was. I'm pretty sure Caminero got thrown out the plate, and we did cash the NRFI. Okay, a little bit of luck involved in that one, but I do think it hits again today. And the biggest threat is obviously the Tampa Bay Rays. I am not concerned about the Rockies getting runs off Taj Bradley in the first inning, right? Brenton Doyle goes 1 for 4 yesterday. Ezekiel Tovar goes 0 for 4. Ryan McMahon 1 for 4. I don't think Chris Bryant has a hit on the season just yet. Michael Toglia, same thing, doesn't have a hit, right? Okay, the biggest threat's Ryan McMahon. He goes 3 for 3 in the first game, 1 for 4 yesterday. We'll see. I don't think the Rockies get it together, though, in the first inning. The main concern is the Tampa Bay Rays. I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. I'm not blown away with what Tampa's got right now, hitting-wise. I don't think Tampa's very good. They're always a team that's just figured it out, and how they lost the Rockies yesterday 2-1. Tampa Bay had 12 hits, and they still lost that game. But Tampa's always been a team that's dating back to their World Series appearance in 2020. There is a team that figures it out. They lose talent, it's okay. They have a really solid core, and they keep finding ways to win. Hell, Wander Franco is gone. I don't know if we're still saying his name, but right, Wander Franco is, I believe he's in prison. That's their Max Young player that they signed, and they still are figuring ways to find, to get into the playoffs and have winning seasons. That's great. Caminero is going to be very good for a very long time. I fully believe that. Batting .444 this season, he goes 3 for 5 yesterday. He got on base with a single in the first inning and got thrown out at the plate. That's okay. But Yandy Diaz 0 for 5 in the leadoff spot. He's batting .111 this year. Brandon Lau's not horrible. 2 for 5 yesterday. But you look at the matchup here with Ryan Feltner. I think Feltner is decent. He's honestly, maybe one of the better guys in this entire Rockies rotation. Like, I like him better than Kyle Freeland. I know Freeland didn't have a bad, he actually had a really good opening day. And the Rockies pitching staff, I'll give credit to where credit is due. Colorado's pitching staff has performed so far this year, right? And they're without Gomber as well for a little bit. So, Senzatella yesterday, Kyle Freeland in the opener. I assume German Marquez is going on Monday in Philadelphia. He is. So I got to give a lot of credit to Colorado's pitching staff. They have kind of come through, and Colorado's pitching staff, regardless of, if they're playing at Coors or not, they usually get a bad rap because, well, at the same time they're playing in Denver. It's in Tampa Bay. This park does play pretty big. It doesn't look like the biggest field, obviously, because it is a AAA or a spring training facility. But so far, this field has been playing fairly big in Tampa Bay, so it's hard to get runs. First game was a 3-2 victory for the Rays. Second one, a 2-1 victory for the Rockies. And we get better odds today on the NRFI. I think it's slightly worse. We got -115 yesterday, but we get -120 on this. I'll take it. I really don't think these two teams find ways to produce runs in the first inning. And I don't mind our odds at all. I like Ryan Feltner to get 3 outs, and I like Taj Bradley to get 3 outs. Again, we are 3-0 this year on NRFIs. The strategy I've taken so far, for the most part, pick bad teams. The Rockies, I know they have a win. They have more wins than my favorite team, but they aren't the best, and they don't have the best. Chris Bryant's in their 4 spot, right? Chris Bryant in the big 2025 is batting 4th for the Rockies. He's a common in MLB The Show, right? We did that on opening day with the Angels and the White Sox. We took the NRFI for them. We took the Rockies and Rays yesterday. We're going to double up. Give me NRFI in Tampa. The Rays and Rockies do not score in the first inning. -120. Let's stay hot and undefeated here with the NRFIs. Let's go into our 4th best bet of the video, going to only money lines here on out, and we're doing it again. I know there's some repetition here with these last two, but guys, I got to cash in on the A's. Eventually, Vegas will learn. That's all I'm going to say. Guys, the A's have not won a series in Seattle in at least 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. I know the Mariners production crew put that together during the game I was watching last night with the A's and the Mariners. The A's don't go to Seattle and win series. Well, they're doing it now. Guys, Vegas is going to learn how good the A's are this year. I said this at the beginning of the season. They lost the first game, right, to the Mariners. We had Lawrence Butler on the over hits, runs, RBI, and that didn't cash for us, unfortunately. It's the only player prop that hasn't hit yet for us this year. Let's hope Mike Trout can get it done today. But I fully believe in the Athletics. First 2 games, right? The first game of the year, Tyler Soderstrom, 2 home runs. Second game of the year, the A's score 7. They pitch a shutout the other side to a 7-0 victory over the Mariners. And then yesterday, 4-2 win for Oakland, or Sacramento. And we had it. We had big plus money there. Plus 135, I think it was yesterday. No, it was plus 140 yesterday for the A's. Somehow we get even better odds today, which, guys, I don't really understand. Brian Woo's on the mound. Sure, Woo was really good last season. The A's get JP Sears, guys. JP Sears quietly did not have that bad of a year last season. I think Sears will play, and guys, we're gonna fade the Mariners a lot this year, guys, because this is the thing, okay? The A's are criminally underrated, and the Mariners are severely overrated. That's what it is. I'm just gonna be honest, guys. The Mariners bats are atrocious. We've known this, and nothing has changed still at the Seattle Mariners. Pitching is top of the MLB. Their 5 starters, when Kirby's back, are going to be 5 of the best starters in all of baseball. Hell, Emerson Hancock is their 5th guy, and he's an up-and-coming prospect for them who's been in New York for a little bit. He's made some major league starts, but he's a really good starting pitcher too. Guys, the Seattle Mariners lineup, Cal Raleigh in 3 games still doesn't have a hit. Julio Rodriguez has 1 hit through 3 games. Victor Robles has 1 hit through 3 games. He got it last night. Randy Arozarena has 1 hit, and that was the home run he got on opening night. This team doesn't put together any good at-bats. Jorge Polanco, I think, has got the most hits on the team right now, if I'm not mistaken. That's 3? Just, guys, the Mariners, they don't know how to swing the bat. And that is not going to change. Nothing has changed from last year. Hell, nothing has changed from the year before. Seattle's going to be a constant disappointment. And at the same time, we're all over the Athletics this year. Guys, Lawrence Butler hasn't even gotten hot yet. Butler's batting 182 over 3 games. Brent Rooker, great. JJ Bleday still hasn't really gotten going. Shea Langeliers hits the big home run. Tyler Soderstrom's been phenomenal so far this year for the Athletics. Had the 2 home runs on opening night. He's batting 417 on the limited sample size this year. Miguel Andujar last night had a big hit to give the Athletics an insurance run. I'm really liking this squad. You get the young pieces in the middle infield with Max Muncy and Jacob Wilson. This is a fun team. And I think the only thing holding them back potentially will be their pitching. But hey, so far so good. Luis Severino gives them good innings in their opening night game. Jeffrey Springs gives them a shutout performance in their second game. And Osvaldo Bido yesterday picks up the victory with the A's 4-2 victory. And the bullpen, hey, Mason Miller comes in 1, 2, 3 inning in the 9th inning. Guys, the Athletics are good. I keep saying it, and we are going to be all over the Athletics all year long. And it pisses me off they're not in Oakland anymore, so I can't just hop on the BART and go to games anymore, because this team's fun this year. They really are, and hey, I think they might win the AL West. I don't know. They might do it. I know we're 3 games in, this is a crazy overreaction, but guys, and I said this earlier, they will finish with a better record than the Seattle Mariners this season. I don't care how good the Mariners pitching is. I'd rather have a team that can get me 5 runs like the A's can than a Seattle team. Sure, they're going to give you great pitching. Eventually, someone's going to find, eventually Shea Langeliers is going to hit a big shot over on Miller last night. The Mariners can't get anything going hitting-wise. They had a 1-0 lead. They didn't see the lead for the rest of the game. Give me the A's in this spot, man. Plus 145. Vegas is going to learn. They will learn. It's going to take them a minute. But, guys, I'm ready to hammer the A's this upcoming week. They're at home. First game in Sacramento. Ball's going to fly at Sutter Health Park. Air is thin. It's hot out there. It's Sacramento. Guys, we're going to be all over A's overs with the Chicago series. When they go to Colorado, oh man, guys, if we get the A's anywhere close to even at Coors Field, we are hammering the money line. I'm all over the Sacramento Athletics this season. They're a fun up-and-coming team. Give me the A's to win the series and win their 3rd consecutive game in Seattle, Washington. A's money line plus 145 on the odds. We go on to our final game of the night, and it's going to be Sunday Night Baseball. The Atlanta Braves on the road at Petco Park to take on the San Diego Padres. And we're going Padres money line. I don't always love taking minus 130, but it's playable. Give me San Diego here. I think the Braves lose their 4th game in a row. Guys, AJ Smith-Shawver last year had 1 start. It's his 7th career start tonight on prime time, and the Braves haven't put a win together yet. They got shut out last night. Lost 1-0. Their opening day game, they lost 7-4 in San Diego, and on Friday they lost 4-3 against the Padres as well. They've been playing close games. I'll give you that. But I like a lot of things out of the Padres right now, and trust me, I'm not a Padres fan by any stretch of the imagination, but they're playing good ball right now. They get Nick Pivetta on the mound. It'll be his first start tonight as a member of the San Diego Padres, so we'll see how that goes, right? Former Philly, was with the Red Sox last couple seasons. He makes his debut tonight, but I like the Padres a lot in this spot. I do, right? No Ronald Acuna right now. Matt Olson, in the 3 spot, has been doing all right, but there's just been a lack of production right now out of Atlanta. They get Jerks and Profar in the offseason, making his return to San Diego immediately. Guys, Schwellenbach gave him some really good innings yesterday, gave him 6 innings, didn't give up a run. and they couldn't get him any run support. San Diego right now has the better lineup, and I get it. They only scored 1 run yesterday in a victory, and Luis Arraez still hitless in the season, but think about it. Arraez isn't going to continue to hit this poorly. Manny Machado still hasn't gotten going yet. Fernando Tatis has had a hot start to the season. Obviously, Yuli Gurriel with the go-ahead run, I guess, in the 7th inning to give the Padres the victory yesterday, and their bullpen has been pitching fairly well too. Adrian Morejon gets the final 3 outs in that game, giving the Padres the victory, and San Diego has looked good. Right? I mean, this lineup, we've always known it too. This lineup at its fullest potential can be great, right? Tatis, Arraez, Machado, Jackson Merrill, who was very good last season, Jake Cronenworth, Xander Bogaerts, Jason Hayward. I don't really know what Jason Hayward's going to be this year. Personally, I was surprised that Hayward's starting for them this year. Kind of just forgot about that free agency signing for the Padres, but it is what it is, right? This is a team that was 1 game away from taking down the Dodgers last year in the NLDS. They gave Los Angeles their toughest bout in the playoffs, much more than the New York Mets and the New York Yankees. So I don't think we can entirely forget about San Diego. Do I think they win the NOS? No. But in this spot, yeah, I think they beat the Atlanta Braves. I don't know what we're going to get out of Smith-Schwaber, right? I mean, this is a good pitcher. He's 22 years of age, was a fairly good pitcher in the minor leagues, but a limited sample size in the majors, and this is one hell of a spot to get thrown into, right? He's going to be, a mainstay of this rotation here in 2025 for Atlanta, but you got to go up against Tatis, Arraez, Machado, Merrill, Cronenworth. There's some big bats in the San Diego team, and the game's at Petco too. And the Braves just haven't been able to put together a complete game yet, right? I mean, hell, whether it be a 0-run performance like yesterday, losing a close one on Friday, or, giving up 7 runs on Thursday, they haven't found a way to beat the Padres just yet. And I think the Friars get them, right? I mean, going to San Diego's tough. That crowd's very involved. And I just don't know what Smith-Schwaber is going to be on prime time. It's the lone standing game on ESPN on Sunday night. And I'm going to take the San Diego Padres to get this one done. They have the better lineup, and I like the pitching matchup here for San Diego as well. I know it's hard to beat a team 4 times, but I'm going to take the Padres to do so, closing out the series tonight in San Diego. So our final best bet of the video, folks, is Padres money line. Sure, it's not the value we get on the Athletics at plus 145, but I like both of them, right? Minus 130 for the Padres, plus 145 for the Athletics. Let's stay hot here with the MLB Best Bets. A 4-1 day yesterday, trying to continue the momentum here into Sunday, and obviously we're going to be going every single day of this MLB season. We've got a lot of baseball to be played. We continue tomorrow with our Monday Best Bets for another loaded slate. So folks, thank y'all for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow and later today for some more best bets, college basketball, NBA. Make sure to join us for UFC as well. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.